Grace and peace, y'all. I hope everybody's feeling blessed this morning. Alright, I have a quick message for something. Alright, this is going to be a spiritual self-improvement message. What I was getting this morning is to stop letting people give you titles and then accepting them as who you need to be. Now, this one was something I had to deal with as well when I first started my spiritual journey. It was understanding that the labels, the titles, everything that everyone outside of me expected me to be and told me I was limited to being, I had to realize that I was none of those things. That even if everybody, every single last person, the masses, said it, if God didn't say it, it wasn't true, and I didn't need to accept it. We have this ideal about the world where we think majority rules. That if everybody is saying one thing, everyone says the sky is blue, everyone says water is wet, that you have no choice but to believe that as your truth. When in all actuality, we label and class everything. We've decided things were going to be called with what they're being called. So in essence, everything that we know, that we push, is made up anyway. Now, it is in human nature to control all things. So since we want to control things, we obviously take that seriously. It makes it easier for us to be able to flow in and out of our own world if we can say things are stabilized and normalized for us. But there definitely is such a thing as taking things too far. It's one thing to want to know what to call the green hair that grows out of the ground and coming up with the name grass. It's another thing to tell someone that they have to be something because it makes it easier for you to understand where they fall on your spectrum. So today's message is to stop accepting it. To recognize that you are more than just a title, a job title, a title to someone else, a relationship title. That you can be anything and everything that has been implanted in your mind. If right now you work as a janitor, all you need is to decide you no longer want to be that and to start making steps to become something different. If someone told you you're going to grow up and become nothing, you don't have to grow up and become nothing because it was said. You can change at any point of time because you have the power to do so. Now we're going to be real. Change isn't easy. A lot of people have a hard time accepting change because they've seen those towers. They've seen how change shakes your whole world. You lose a lot, but you gain a lot with change. And that is the only way to gain, is to change something. If you consistently do the same behavior, you're going to consistently get the same result. So the only way to get a different result is to affect the change. My change came when I realized that being mom, daughter, wife, sister, boss were none of the titles I was supposed to accept. These were positions that I took on to help others elevate, but they had nothing to do with how I viewed myself. That was the change that needed to happen for me, to recognize who I personally wanted to be, not the titles, just me. So today, let that be your challenge, to decide who you want to be. What is the title you give yourself? If you say, I want to be a rapper, make sure that that is true to your heart, not what you've seen with your eyes that you think identifies success. If you want to be a singer, are you someone who can't help singing? Are you someone who can't help dancing, who can't help without a piece of paper and just draw just because? That's when you know it's true to your soul. When you do it all the time, you don't even recognize that you do it. So sit with yourself today and decide who you are without all of the titles, without all of the projections, and without the labels. And see what you come up with, because I'm sure you're way more than what you think you are. Alright, y'all. I'm going to leave this here. Love and light. And peace.